What did you try and found out it's not for you? Story number 1. Concrete finisher. The work itself is fine. I love finishing concrete, pouring cups, brushing cement. I even love the on hands and knees for hours, sweat dripping off my nose part of the work. I love the work. I fucking hate the culture and working with the personalities in the construction industry. They are, for the most part, the most toxic, sexist, racist, medieval fucking troglodytes on the planet. It's the culture of the trade that's fucking terrible, and cement may be the worst among them because it's so fucking physical. They take pride in their brutality and effort to kill you or blacklist you for not being toxic. It wasn't for me, and frankly, the rest of the trades aren't either. I'm the polar opposite of the type of person that does those jobs. It's not that the work is too hard, it's hard. No fucking doubt, it's the culture. It's not for me, not at all. Story number 2. Xanax. Thought it would be chill or fun. Evening at home, figured I could sleep it off if it wasn't for me. Took 1 bar. Didn't feel much coming on for a while. Remember losing feelings of regular joint pains thinking, hey, this is pretty nice actually. That's all I remember of that entire evening. Never had anything affect me like that. It was like I roofied myself, LOL. Next morning, mood was fluctuating like crazy, destroyed laptop because I was frustrated by online community college test. Laptop wasn't worth much, but acting out of anger and breaking something like that was well out of my character. Insanely horrible depression all day for no reason. Go to check for the rest of the bars that evening and they're gone. Ask my girlfriend. What happened? Did she move them? She said no. You took them last night. I was so much in disbelief, I dug by hand through 2 full-size bags of trash looking for baggie. Found it. Empty. Called my good friend. Told him what is going on. He says you called me last night and said you liked them and took the rest. Standing there still in disbelief. I had no memory of ever making that call. I had no memory of anything after sitting down and feeling slightly warm and comfortable. I have no idea how the night ended, or anything in between. Nothing I've ever done on purpose, or otherwise, besides that had ever made me act without remembering what I had done at all. Haven't done it since, and don't know why anyone would aside from acute panic attacks or similar. Story number 3. Being a crime scene investigator. I have a bachelor's degree in forensics. I got hired in my dream position at 23, just 2 years after I graduated. This was Plan A, the dream I had been working towards since I decided to go into forensics when I was 16. Then I quit after just 3.5 months. I wasn't prepared for how intense crime scenes are. One of my supervisors had once told me that we aren't called because someone is having a good day. And she was absolutely right. There are so many players and so many moving parts. I was overwhelmed with what I was expected to know and remember. I could have gotten over that aspect, but the emotional and mental intensity of a scene would paralyze me. Most death investigation crime scenes we were called to were suicides, homicides, and drug overdoses. Almost never had someone died peacefully surrounded by people they loved. It was always violent and lonely. I had a tendency to think about a person's last moments that led up to why we were there, and I would be overcome with emotion. I had panic attacks at multiple scenes. I would always get the work done, but it took such a toll. One day at a burglary scene, I broke down and told my trainer that I don't think I could do this job. She took over the scene while I went to the van and cried on the phone to my mom. I quit the next week. I finished up any open cases I had and threw in the towel. I couldn't do it. It took a long time for me to be okay with that decision. I knew if I stayed that job, it would have killed me. I was praised for realizing early on that this wasn't the job for me and getting out. But I felt like such a failure. I also felt the degree I got from university was now useless and that I had wasted thousands of dollars for nothing. I'm very lucky to have a support system who love me and care for me. And I wouldn't have made it through this thing never was a maze. We wouldn't have made it through this decision without them. It would have eaten me alive. I'm about 1.5 years removed from when I quit, and I still sometimes struggle. I'm in a new position now where I work closely with the crime scene investigators I worked with, and I'm much happier. Story number 4. Being a gun guy. I used to live on a country property in the US and had this dream of being a cowboy. Purchased a shotgun, then a rifle, and a couple of handguns. My ex-wife's family were big gun nuts, so they were excited that I started taking an interest. Although shooting inanimate objects and blowing stuff up can be fun, I have found myself in a moral dilemma with firearms. I live in the suburbs now and have kids. I like to know that I have a firearm just in case of some extreme situation, but with school shootings becoming so common in the US, I find it hard for me to justify having such easy access to firearms with such a low bar for someone to purchase them. The first gun that I purchased was from some random guy off of Facebook. It seemed really sketchy to me, but for $120, I had a shotgun in my possession. I was nervous and asked my uncle, a sheriff deputy, what I needed to do to register my gun. The answer was nothing. No background check, no name exchange, and they certainly did not check if I was even a legal adult. It scares me how easily someone can obtain an item that could kill multiple people in short order, and that so many overlook the dangers in our system. Sorry if this gets blasted for being potentially controversial, but felt it necessary to explain why trying to be a gun guy did not work out for me. Story number 5. Office jobs. Spent 5 years doing office work and didn't realize just how much it was taking little pieces of myself in that role. It wasn't hard, but was unappreciated and had no real direction. The team completed stuff and somehow I was supposed to feel fulfilled without having any part in the achievement. Instead, I went to electrical lineman school. It was hard on my body, but I managed to stick it out. Graduated and took a groundman position doing real line work. So far, as a career, it's been fulfilling to have a hand making modern living possible. Way more satisfying, but I seriously need to take stock in Motrin. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed these crazy stories, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share with your friends. Got a story of your own? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear it. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring those Reddit threads. See you soon.